Good afternoon. Welcome to the fourth production of the Puffy Owl Show. I'm your host, Carter Scott. The Puffy Owl Show has been designed to have people tell their story, voice their opinion. It can be from anywhere from helping a neighbor across the street, people sharing their stories. But today, this show is going to be based on something that was very dear to me, kind of like very dear to me, my mother. The owls on the show represents her because she was a collector of owls, and to this day I collect owls. My mother worked in the healthcare industry for over, I would say, 50 years. At age 73, she came home one day, she laid down, came from work at 73 years old, laid down, and never got up again. I know the healthcare industry is a lot of talk going on right now about the health industry. Who's right? Who's wrong? All I know is that in the health industry, you have to be a very caring person and understanding that if people are not being treated properly or abused in some kind of shape, way, form, there's all kinds of levels of abuse or non-abuse, but be able to voice your opinion and do the right things for the people. Today's guest is my friend of mine, Jeffery Taylor. I've known him for several years. He's a leader in the community, very active in church, family, friends, and great causes in the community. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Jeff, after high school, where did you think your life was going to be like? What were your goals?
I know after high school, all I know is I wanted to help people. I didn't know how I wanted to help people. I just knew I needed to help people.
Help people?
And so I got into the healthcare industry. I became a medical assistant and started working in private practice.
Did you have to go to school to become a medical assistant? How long did you have to go on?
I went to school for about 9 months, and I loved it. Once I got out of school and did my extern and...
Did you go right after high school too?
Yes, I did. With the support of my mother and family and stuff, I was brand new out of school. I loved it. Okay. I was able to help people and stuff.
And you say you started in what industry? Did you say the private industry or?
I started in private practice. I worked for a doctor. He had his own clinic and he had his own patients, and it was an occupational clinic, and we was able to see a lot of patients, and I was trained there and got a lot of skills that led to where I'm at today.
Okay, great. Medical assistants. The way our country is going right now, just like the baby boomers, they're going to change the way we do medicine.
I agree.
It's going to be something that I think we all will have to understand that is very important, that it's going to be there, and we have to understand that we have to help those who have to go get help from medical assistants. Exactly what does a medical assistant do?
A medical assistant is the doctor's pretty much right-hand man. We do vitals, we set up for procedures, we help patients out, we assist them every step of the way. Before they see the doctor, after they see the doctor, we're there to assist the nurses.
On a given day, where are you? On a given day, how many patients do you normally work with in a given day?
It can range from 50 to over 100 patients. We'll see, just in our clinic alone.
Okay. Okay, great. As we were talking earlier, how medical assistants are changing the way people go to school anymore. Very expensive. I think right now the average salary to become a medical assistant is maybe $18,000 if you a loan somewhere in that area. high demand job, high pressure job. Why do you feel that you have that, what it takes to do that type of work?
Because I have the motivation and I have the drive. You gotta want to help people. You gotta want to care for people. I mean, it can't just be something you get up and just for a paycheck. These are people's lives. They depend on you. They depend on you for direction. The doctor depends on you. It's very important. You know, it takes a special type of person to do a job, and you got to be a people person. You got to be able to relate on certain occasions, because these are people who are hurt, people are ill. You know, no one wants to go to the doctor. No one wants to go to the hospital. And so we have to be there for our patients.
Pain going to go to the hospital, right?
Yeah, you know, when people don't want to go to the hospital, when they drive by the hospital, they probably look the other way.
Okay.
You know, they're afraid once they go into the hospital, what may happen when they come out of the hospital.
Right.
What will they might find up if they get these tests done?
Okay, so your job is to kind of keep them at ease and make sure they're going to be taken care of the right way. I noticed that you're wearing a National Union Human Health Care Workers shirt, right? Tell me about what you're doing with them right now.
Well, I'm an activist. About a year ago, our union was taken over by an international union. And at that time, the members stood up and said, we don't want to be part of your union. Okay. We've always come from a member-driven union, UHW. And when the SEIU came in, their policies is to make decisions at the top.
Okay, as far as what you're doing with the National Union right now for health welfare. So, as far as being an activist in the community, any shape, form, or fashion, it's a tough road to travel. You're probably not well liked in some places, some venues, but you have to be able to talk and speak freely. When did you guys form? What day?
January 28th is when we started filling out petitions.
Okay.
We was taken over on January 27th, 2009.
Tell me when you guys started.
And the next day, the members stood up and said, we're not going to go for this.
Okay, so you started rallying around each other.
Start rallying up. Our union, UHW, at the time, had over 150 members involved. We was able to get 90,000 signatures within a short period of time and filed it with the National Labor Relations Board.
Okay. So
all we want is fair representation.
When they make the decision about
what happens in the workplace, it shouldn't be someone that doesn't even do the job. If I work in that department, the person that represent that department and the members there should be able to make the decision what happens.
Should know about the department. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because that's just like someone trying to tell you how to do your job, and they don't even do your job.
Right.
And we know the best way possible to do our job. And people should be treated fairly. We have a contract.
Okay.
And when that contract is not being abided by, that person needs representation.
Yeah.
It needs fair representation.
And you can't complain about that. When in lifetime, when you are not, like I said, I've had jobs before where, a little bit about my history. I've had over 50 different, a little bit about my history. Like I said, we tell our story. I have personally had over 50 types of jobs.